What if the richest institutions and most influential families on Earth aren't just connected by wealth, but by an invisible financial network that shapes the fate of nations? What if hidden alliances built through banks, think tanks, political foundations, and global forums steadily guide currencies, crises, and even the policies that govern your daily life? Today, we're entering the world behind the world, a world where money isn't just power. It's a language, and only the elite know how to speak it. The birth of the network to understand today's elite money network. We have to step back centuries to a time when wealth was physical gold, land, ships. But physical wealth has limits. It's heavy, slow, and risky to move. The breakthrough came when merchant families in Europe like the Medici in Florence and the Rothschilds in Frankfurt discovered something extraordinary. Information was more valuable than gold, and credit was more powerful than armies. These families didn't just lend money. They created trust networks, coded letters, private couriers, and secret ledgers allowed them to move funds faster than kings and empires could mobilize. Money became invisible, and the world followed. The rise from families to institutions as the world industrialized. The elite network evolved. Families gave way to institutions, central banks, investment houses, think tanks, but the principle stayed the same. Power belongs to whoever controls trust, credit, and information. By the early 20th century, global finance wasn't a collection of markets. It was a web tightly interconnected and increasingly dependent on decisions made in small rooms by a small number of people. Interest rates, currency valuations, international loans. These became tools of influence, shaping geopolitics as much as diplomacy or military might. The breaking point when networks take control. The turning point came after World War II. The Bretton Woods Agreement established institutions like the IMF and World Bank central hubs in the elite network. Their stated mission was stability. But stability requires control, and control requires influence. When the U.S. abandoned the gold standard in 1971, the network gained unprecedented power. Money was no longer tied to anything physical. It became pure policy numbers on screens, debt instruments, liquidity injections. And the elites, they learned how to shape those numbers. The fallout, when the network grows too big. Here's where cause and effect becomes impossible to ignore. As the network grew, so did its fragility. A decision in New York could crash a currency in Argentina. A mispriced asset in London could wipe out savings in Tokyo. A single bad bet by a major institution could trigger global recession. The 2008 financial crisis revealed the truth. The network was no longer just influencing the world economy, it was the world economy. And when it failed, the world fell with it. Governments tried to fix things. Bailouts, stimulus, regulations. But the elite network remained stronger, larger, more deeply embedded. The present. The network goes digital today. The elite money network is evolving once again. Algorithms trade faster than human thought. Central banks explore digital currencies that could centralize power even further. Private corporations rival governments in financial influence, and wealth concentration is staggering. The top fraction of a percent controls more assets than most nations. The network isn't hidden, it's just complex. It spans private equity, hedge funds, sovereign wealth funds, global banks, policy boards, technology giants, and transnational organizations. The connections aren't conspiratorial, they're structural, and they explain why the same people, same institutions, and same ideas keep shaping global finance, decade after decade. 1. Power follows networks, not borders. Wealthy individuals and institutions are linked by flows of money, information, and influence that transcend countries. 2. Crises reveal the connections. Every financial collapse exposes who's truly connected and who's left on the outside. 3. The network is evolving faster than the public understands. Digital currencies, AI-driven markets, and globalized capital are rewriting how power operates. Final warning and call to action. The elite money network isn't a myth. It's a system one built slowly, through centuries of innovation, crises, and consolidation. Whether it becomes a force for stability or a catalyst for a collapse depends on how well the rest of us understand it. Because in a world controlled by networks, being uninformed means being powerless. If you want to keep exploring the hidden architecture of money, power, and global influence, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and join me for the next chapter. The deeper we look, the more the picture becomes clear.